Good morning, everyone. Yesterday, I picked your brains a little bit, and we looked at your prior knowledge of Northern Ireland, and then we watched a movie about the bands, one band that exists in Belfast. Today, I'd like to help build your background knowledge of Northern Ireland. We'll take a few notes for 10 minutes or so, and then we'll finish watching that video that we began yesterday. And today you'll have no assignment. So let's go ahead and get started. For all of this to make sense, we need to get you comfortable with why there is even a Northern Ireland. To understand this, we have to go back in history quite a few years back. We actually have to go back to the 1500s and the 1600s. In the 1500s and the 1600s, Britain started what's known as a plantation system in Ireland. But not a plantation system like you and I have grown up to know a plantation system. Not a large area of land where you grow one crop like cotton or tobacco. The plantation system that Great Britain started in Ireland dealt with the planting of people. See, Great Britain tried to change the population of Ireland. Ireland for years had been resistant to British control. So the idea was, let's plant British citizens into the island of Ireland. Now you have to remember that most Irish were Catholic because of the work of St. Patrick all the way back in the 400s. And by the 1500s and the 1600s, most people that lived in Britain were Protestant because of Henry VIII. So in the 1500s and the 1600s, Britain starts this plantation system where people from Great Britain move and settle in Ireland. Now, these people that migrated to Ireland were given land. Land was forcibly taken from the Irish and given to these pioneers. Now, you can imagine the hard feelings that that's going to create. So, the British citizens that moved over to Ireland were given land, given so much land that they could not work the land themselves. And by 1700, actually less than 1% of the Irish land was still in the hands of the Irish. 99% of the land was in the hands of these planters. Now, the northern part of Ireland was, which we call Ulster, was very, very reluctant to accept this British invasion. So as the majority of people that worked the land were Irish, were known as tenant farmers, up in the northern part, up in what we call Ulster, the British had to bring in people to actually work the land as tenant farmers. So quite a few Scottish and English moved to the northern part of Ireland to act as tenant farmers. And the Irish did that. The Irish that did remain in the region became basically landless farm laborers. Well, throughout the 1700s and 1800s, going into the 1900s, there was a lot of tension growing and growing in Ireland. So, in the 1920s, Great Britain's going to make a major decision. And that's why 1921 becomes a big year in Ireland's history. See, in 1921, Great Britain allowed for elections to take place. So elections are going to take place to decide the political standing of Ireland. So everyone that lives in Ireland is going to vote. Now, this is going to make sense. The vast majority of people that live in Ireland are going to vote to become independent. And in that part of the island is going to become known as the Irish Free State, or Ireland. However, remember where the resistance was. The resistance was up in the northern part of Ireland, and as a result of the Irish resistance, Great Britain sent many people over that were Scottish and English. And most of the people in Northern Ireland voted to stay part of Great Britain, thus forming Northern Ireland. So 1921, big year in the history of Ireland. Northern Ireland, the counties of Northern Ireland vote to stay part of the UK, while the rest of the island votes to become an independent nation. And you might think this election ceases tension, but in all reality, it just creates more tension. And we'll look at that tomorrow. Today, I'd like you to finish up watching that video that we started yesterday. And then tomorrow we'll discuss a little bit more, and we'll start looking at, is this ever going to change? What could possibly take place? I hope you have a good day. And those of you that are in those of you that are in drama, good luck tomorrow at districts.